What if everything you thought you knew about hip-hop's ultimate mogul was only half the story? Picture a man who rose from the ashes of a shattered childhood to command a $150 million empire. Gold-plated toilets, private jets, and a label that reshaped music history. Birdman's name screams success, but here's the shocker. Behind the Bugattis and diamond necklaces lies a trail of abandoned dreams and whispers of financial chaos. Could the king of cash money be teetering on the edge of a fall no one saw coming? From a New Orleans ghost mansion to courtroom battles that rocked his world, this isn't just a tale of glitz. It's a roller coaster of secrets and stakes that'll leave you stunned. Buckle up, because what's next will blow your mind. You won't believe where this saga leads. Ever wondered what it's like to trade a life of struggle for one dripping in luxury, only to face unexpected twists that could change everything? Welcome to the roller coaster world of Hollywood's latest celebrity news, where Birdman, aka Brian Christopher Brooks, takes center stage. This isn't just a story of a hip-hop icon. It's a wild ride through tragedy, triumph, and jaw-dropping drama that's unfolding right now. From the gritty streets of New Orleans to a Miami mansion with gold-plated toilets, Birdman's journey is packed with lessons and surprises that'll keep you hooked. So, what's the latest bombshell in his saga? Let's dive in. Picture this. A kid growing up in the Magnolia Projects, surrounded by chaos, losing his mom at 5 and bouncing between orphanages and the streets. That's where Birdman's story begins, back in 1969, when his parents couldn't even settle on his name for a month. After his mother's passing shook his world, he and his siblings, Kim, Ronald, and Ray, faced years of instability, eventually landing with their dad and stepmom in one of New Orleans' toughest neighborhoods. By 16, he was tangled in robbery and drug dealing, landing in a correctional facility. But at 18, after serving 18 months and beating the charges, he turned that chaos into fuel. Fast forward to today, and he's a music mogul worth $150 million, proving resilience can rewrite your fate. But here's the kicker. Did you know his past still haunts one of his prized possessions? In 1991, Birdman and his brother Slim bet it all on a dream, launching Cash Money Records with zero experience. Just grit, vision, and a rumored $100,000 from their half-brother Terrence, a shadowy figure in New Orleans' underworld. They turned bounce music into a gold mine, signing legends like Lil Wayne and Juvenile, and striking a $30 million deal with Universal Music Group that changed the game. The label sold over 50 million records, raking in $100 million a year at its peak. Birdman even stepped into the spotlight with the big timers in his solo album, hitting the Billboard charts. But today, the headlines aren't just about hits. Cash Money's recent shifts hint at financial turbulence. Could the empire that once ruled hip-hop be facing a dramatic reckoning? Birdman's not one to play it safe. Beyond music, he's rolled the dice on fashion with the YMCMB streetwear line, teamed up with Lil Wayne to make it a cultural staple, and poured money into GTV vodka. His wildest move? Diving into oil and gas with Ronald Oil and Gas, a venture that stumbled but screamed ambition. Collaborations with Drake and Nicki Minaj kept his name buzzing, but not every bet paid off. Insiders whisper about cash flow struggles tied to these risks. Still, his lifestyle screams success. He cruises in a Bugatti Chiron, a $3 million beast, and has owned classics like a Maybach Landaulet. His wrist flashes a Patek Philippe Nautilus worth 6 figures, and he's jetting on a Gulfstream G650, a $65 million ride. But hold up, what's the real cost of living this large when the numbers don't always add up? Let's talk luxury that turns heads. Birdman's Miami mansion on Palm Island is a 20,000 square foot masterpiece. 7 bedrooms, gold-plated toilets, 2 pools, and a dock for his yacht, all with Biscayne Bay views. He snagged it for $14 million after it flipped from Scott Storch's foreclosure fiasco to energy drink tycoon Russell Weiner. His Continuum South Tower condo? An 8,000 square foot stunner with 6 bedrooms and 360-degree ocean vistas, once valued at $30 million. But here's the gut punch. His New Orleans mansion, an 11,000 square foot gem, sits abandoned since Hurricane Katrina ravaged it in 2005. Once a symbol of his roots, it's now a decaying relic, untouched for 15 years. How does a man with private jets and Rolexes let a piece of his past slip away like that? The contrast is chilling. Despite the bling, Birdman's no stranger to giving back, funding youth programs in New Orleans, a nod to the community that shaped him. Insurance-wise, he's likely covered his assets with high-end policies, from health plans in his rough early days to property and career protections as his empire grew. But the real story now? Whispers of financial strain. Sources hint at debts and stalled ventures, a far cry from his days of million-dollar deals. So, what's the takeaway from this mogul's wild ride? Diversify like he did. Music, fashion, spirits. But watch your risks. His oil flop shows not every leap lands. Build a brand that opens doors but balance the extravagance. Those jets and mansions don't pay for themselves. And here's the million-dollar question. What's next for Birdman as the spotlight shifts? Stay tuned, because this Hollywood saga's got more twists to come. What happens when a hip-hop empire built on grit and gold faces a storm it can't outrun? We left off with Birdman's dazzling highs, mansions, jets, and a legacy that reshaped music. But now the spotlight's on the cracks in his kingdom. Brian Christopher Brooks, the man behind Cash Money Records, isn't just living large. He's navigating a maze of financial twists, personal dramas, and a haunting past that's catching up fast. From a $150 million fortune to whispers of debt, his story's got more layers than a New Orleans summer. So how does a mogul keep shining when the odds stack up? Let's peel back the curtain. Back in the 90s, Birdman was a trailblazer, turning Cash Money into a juggernaut with Lil Wayne's Thaw Carter and a Universal deal that rained millions. His net worth climbed from nothing to $100 million by 2004, peaking at $180 million in 2010 when Drake and Nicki Minaj ruled the charts. Today, it's pegged at $150 million, but insiders hint at a dip. Legal battles and risky bets like Bronald Oil, which flopped hard, have taken a bite. Projections? If he plays it smart, diversifying beyond music, he could hit $200 million by 2030. But here's the real question. Can he outmaneuver the challenges nipping at his heels? His car collection alone screams he's not slowing down. Picture him rolling in a Rolls-Royce Phantom, its V12 purring at $500,000, or a Bentley Mulsanne, a $350,000 masterpiece with hand-stitched leather. He's flipped Lamborghinis like the Gallardo Spider, once $200,000 and still owns a Maybach 62S Landaulet, a $1 million rarity. These aren't just rides. They're rolling proof of a kid from the projects beating the odds. Luxury doesn't stop at wheels. Birdman's jewelry, $50 million worth, dazzles with a $1 million Chopard watch and a $30 million diamond necklace dubbed Billionaire's Row. His wrist game, from Audemars Piguet to Rolex, screams precision and power. Real estate? Beyond the Miami gems, he's tied to a $650,000 New Orleans mansion, bought in 2004 for its 5 bedrooms, recording studio, and glass-walled bar. It starred in Lil Wayne's 2005 video, all red walls and marble floors. But Katrina's wrath left it a ghost, abandoned since. Why let a piece of history rot? That mystery fuels whispers about his cash flow. His Gulfstream G650 jet, a $65 million Sky Palace, still flies high, but maintaining it costs millions yearly. Insurance-wise, he's likely got ironclad policies, health coverage from his rough teens, asset protection for mansions and jets, and career safeguards for Cash Money's deals. These aren't cheap, but they're a mogul's armor in a stormy world. Business is Birdman's heartbeat. Cash Money's $100 million a year heyday-funded ventures like GTV Vodka and YMCMB clothing, but not without stumbles. His oil gamble burned millions, and a 2015 lawsuit from Lil Wayne over the Carter fees delay cost $51 million in legal headaches. Resolved in 2018, it exposed tensions with Drake and Nicki Minaj too. Yet, he's bounced back, mentoring young thug and pushing collabs that keep him relevant. Legal woes like a 2007 drug bust linger, but he's never stopped building.